This month's high pull dip deadlift is just using a band for the high pull, simulating a parallel grip high pull. So if you had dumbbells, you just use 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells like that. You could use 2 barbells, I guess. As well, when you step on it, just make sure that you keep it nice and even, so both arms are getting the same load. When you come up, just really trying to get that whole arm integration and make it look like the reverse of a dip, so that way you're getting that pull action to mirror the push of a dip. Breathing in, breathing out. Obviously you can make it heavier with a heavier band, or coming down on the band and pulling it tighter. Like that. Quite good. You know, obviously with your conditioning, the 3 main workouts, the high pull dip deadlift, the horizontal pull push lunge, overhead pull push squat, they're your kind of main ones for building mass, if that's what you're after, to build muscle mass or just to build that kind of base strength. And they're also the great workout kind of ones for aerobic conditioning in terms of doing some higher reps, because they're quite simple movements. And if the movement is a bit more complex, like the dip that we're doing next, then just make it easy enough that if you are doing those high reps, that way you can perform them at a nice speed. I like the 30-second intervals, but by all means, you know, work with, you know, however you choose. I just like that because it keeps it nice and tight and keeps the workout efficient. When you're setting up the dip, if you are doing really high reps and you can't do full body weight ones, it's nice to set them up here where you can just touch the ground at the top, come down, come back up, like that. That way you can integrate to a little bit of a lift at the top. Eccentric on the way down is cool. It's really nice to try and get that nice high position. You can use it in this lower position to do the band dip. I like it higher, so you keep the legs straight the whole time, but this is quite cool too. You can make it heavier by bending your legs as you go down. Just make sure you keep your feet flat so you don't get a butt slap. So you get that nice support position, and then I'm getting less band support when I go down and more at the top, where it's really hard to get that nice position where you get the turn out, or just really getting nice and high, so you're getting that nice postural corrective response. The deadlift is single leg, so you're just working on that nice single leg stability. You keep the knee bent, hinge through the hip, and then coming up. So you just want to work through the hip, get that nice angle, drive using the glute, keep it nice and stable. You can lock the knee out, straighten the spine to make it harder, and then straighten that back leg. It does create a bit of a seesaw. It does make it easier in the sense that the leg coming down is going to pull the torso up. You can load it with the band as well. If you've got dumbbells or barbell, using that. That way you can get a bit more force in there. Find that position, drive it up. There's always a way to make it harder. So I like, if I'm doing that, you know, and you're hitting the same amount of reps that you're doing on the pull and the push, then there's not really a rest. So you're going pull, push, left leg, right leg, straight back to the pull. When you're working your legs, that upper body's getting a nice rest. If you find you're working quite heavy on a deadlift, then obviously you could just take that 30 seconds after, or you can even halve the reps, because you're doing, you know, maybe if you're doing 8 high pulls, 8 dips, and then just do 4 reps a leg. When you do the single leg ones, they are a little bit harder to do fast as well. So we've got someone waiting who wants to get in the train. Oh, better get him before he runs away. Enjoy.